Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister's Guidance. Today I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people and huge welcome to you, your guides, my guides and the universal energies. Really this channel should be called Narin's Guidance. Narin is my Australian First Nations tribal spiritual leader and elder guide. Absolutely calm, gentle, but incredibly powerful. So thank you for joining me, and if you see him or Meister himself, please let me know. Now the idea of these videos is for you to, when you're in contact with your guides, to scroll through, have a look at any image or title that catches your attention. That's the video for you right now at this particular time. So thank you for joining me. Just a little prayer to start with. Welcome to my spirit guides and all who come with them. Protect us with your light and guide us with your messages. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I have pre-drawn the cards because you don't need to sit here for 20 minutes and watch me shuffle away. I do apologise if there's some external noise. The neighbours are still digging their backyard, trying to beat the rains that are predicted to come. So let's see how we go. Now the card, the original Namaste card that the guides that Narin has given me today is this card. Beautiful, beautiful card. With the message, have the courage to speak your truth and a heavy burden will be lifted. It is best that everyone involved know where they stand. The truth will set both you and others free. This is a blessing for all concerned, but most of all for you. If you want to pause and read that for yourself. Beautiful. What I really felt when I first pulled this card and had a look at the message was that it is best for everyone involved to know where they stand. If you are not being true to your authentic self, if you are not being true to your soul self, then those around you also cannot be true to themselves either, because there is a misconstruct in the environment that they are sharing with you, is what Narin really told me that this message is about. So this is about being honest with yourself, being honest with those around you. Now, I'm not talking about little white lies that we might tell to appease somebody's feelings. These are deep, fundamental honesties and truths of who you are, who you believe, and what truth you stand in. So this is our foundational card, and I'll just bring you down and we'll have a look to see the Australian Wildflower cards, the Nature's Whispers and the Cosmic Oracle to support this. So have the courage to speak your truth and a heavy burden, up a little bit, heavy burden will be lifted. It is best that everyone involved know where they stand. The truth will set both of you and others free. Okay, these are my Australian Wildflower cards. So let's start with, now I am not going to pronounce that even as an Australian. This obviously looks like it's Italian name, but what the title is Success. Stand true in your successes, stand true in who you are, and speak your truth. Now, what did I get last week? I think it was don't dim to fit in. This is about standing proud and honest in your successes and in your truth. The golden wattle, joy. Love that card. So very much, this is a blessing for all concerned, but most of all, for you. The truth of where you stand will set both you and others free. And then we have the wedding bush, commitment. A commitment to stand in this light that is you, is what I'm getting. Commitment to be true to your successes. Be joyful in who you truly are at the core of your being, at your authenticity. and stand there in commitment to be true to yourself, to be honest with yourself. Have the courage to speak your truth. It is best for everyone that they know where they stand. You may find there may be some pushback when you speak your truth from those who, for whatever reason, prefer the previous you, the previous version of you that perhaps they could control, they could manipulate, or just fit in with their own concept of their ego, not your ego. But what you might find is that if that's the case, then you're not being true to yourself, and you are not allowing whomever they may be to be living an authentic life in their own being. Now, you're not asking them to change. It's just that something in their environment is not being authentic, which prevents them from living their authentic life, the path that they are supposed to be on. So now Naryn has given me 4 cards of my Nature's Whispers. So we'll see what message he has here. Vulnerability, very much so. These are beautiful cards, so much to look at in the images. Vulnerability. Now, I looked at this actually when I first turned it over and thought naivety, but Naryn said no, innocence. Innocence and truth. So by being truthful, it's incredibly vulnerable. You are opening yourself up to criticism, to joy, to celebration, to betrayal. You are opening yourself up to be vulnerable to all that may come your way when you are being honest with yourself. But that what is coming your way is a reflection of those that are sending this message to you, not you yourself. And by you being authentic and being, even though you need to protect yourself, putting in yourself in this position of vulnerability, which can be very uncomfortable, having been there, done that, what you find is that it is giving the opportunity for those around you to shift their perception, to shift their place in the world as well. Maintain your childlike spirit. Love that. Goes beautifully, complements this vulnerability card. Maintain your childlike spirit. The innocence. The innocence and the honesty. When we were children, before grown-ups taught us their own ideals, their own agendas, their own perceptions, their own egos, their own self-betrayals. Before we were taught all that, we lived in love. Maintain your childlike spirit. We came from a place of love. Breakthrough. Woohoo! Love it. Breakthrough. This is a breakthrough not just for you, but for those that are around you. This is a breakthrough to set yourself free, to stop holding yourself back, to let you fully become the person that you were supposed to be in this lifetime. By being honest, by having the courage to speak, by being truthful with yourself at a core level, and being truthful with others. If a relationship is not working, by hanging on, all you are doing is hindering both yourself and the other person. If your job is not fitting in with your base needs as a human, then you are preventing that business from employing somebody who may be more suitable, but you're also preventing yourself from finding your true profession, your true passion. an absolute breakthrough by being honest with yourself. And surprisingly, you might find that when you do open yourself to this truthfulness of who you are, the support you get. There is this fear of making yourself vulnerable. But what I've found is when I've opened up about my journey with spirituality to family and friends, how many others are on this journey with me. But they too were afraid to open up. How accepting they are, even those that might poo-poo at the start. A few family members like that. There's a few family members I won't tell either, but family members are slowly coming around to embracing their spirituality, which they would never have had the opportunity to do if I hadn't shared this vulnerable part of myself. And the last card we have is the ideal course of action. Very much so. Yes, Naren, it is the ideal course of action. Having the courage to speak your truth. A burden will be lifted, not just for you, but for others, for those around you. So that by speaking your truth, others know where they land. This burden is lifted, and it will set you and those around you free to be on the path, authentic path that they were supposed to be on. Okay, my Cosmic Oracle cards. Let's see what Naren has for us here. Dream, build castles in the sky. If you are being honest with yourself, really honest with yourself and those around you, what dreams can you manifest into reality? Build your castles in the sky. Bring forward the truth for yourself, the true you. Happy endings, end of a chapter. Yep, very much so. Don't dim to fit in, but also end of a chapter. When those around you know where they stand, they have then the option to accept you for as you are, which means they are also being authentic and truthful. Or they have the option to shun who you are and your truth. And that's also them being truthful to themselves. Either way, it is the end of a chapter and the opening of a new beginning. I see this not only as a sunset, but as a sunrise. It is the opportunity to step through the archway to the new beginning of you. Today is the first day of the rest of your life. We have these opportunities. And the final card, this comes up so often recently. Heart, emotions and intentions. By stepping into this new sunrise, through the sunset to the sunrise to the new, through the archway, by dreaming and building your castles in the sky and manifesting them into possibilities of where you want to be, where you want to go, who you want to be within as well as without, all comes from heart. And once you enter this stage of heart, this period of your life where you come from the love, you come from basing everything on from your heart chakra, the possibilities are limitless. And that's part of having the courage to speak your truth, is by living in your heart, being able to come from your heart. Not coming from fear, not coming from quietening your voice, but you will be able to come from your heart. Just a couple of cards to finish up from my Work Your Light Tarot, just to summarise. A couple of cards, please, Naren. A couple of cards. Just to finish up, just to summarise this message he's got for us today about having the courage to speak your truth and allowing the burden to be lifted from yourself and others of not living in from an authentic place. A couple of cards to finish up, please, Noreen. A couple of cards to finish up. Sometimes they take a while to look for just the right one. Couple of cards. That one, thank you. Now my boys, they'll make the cards stick when it's time. Interesting. Star Mother. How can you mother yourself? Now this isn't about, how do I put this? What this card is about nurturing your inner child. Nurturing yourself, nurturing the vulnerability, the needs, what you really need. How can you mother yourself? Narina's putting the words in my mind and I'm struggling to articulate them. It is very much about self-nurture, self-nurturing yourself, being true to yourself, being honest with yourself. And that is part of this process, is going within and being truthful for yourself. Nurture that inner child of innocence before we became cynical, and nurture your true authentic self. Thank you for joining me. Love to you all.